First question is these are all general questions.
Yes.
First question, Assalamu alaikum, dear Sheikh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
It was said that it is possible to have a declared atheist that does a good action just for the sake of goodness. It is said that it was possible to have a declared atheist that does a good action just for the sake of goodness without any worldly desire, and that this person could be resurrected as a monotheist or believer. This is on the account of the fact that they have in them a true love for goodness, which is a manifestation of God's beauty and majesty. So in reality, in their depths, they could be perceived as believers. Borrowing from this, is it possible to say that a person may do a bad action, for example, disciplining a child harshly or other actions, with the sincere misconception that they are helping and they do this truly sincerely? For such actions, can there be reward or appreciation from the sight of God?
So they do what?
So the example that was given is that they are doing something harshly but with the intention of something good. And the misconception here, I believe, is misconception of seeing this as a good tool.
Yes. If I understood the question, the idea is when someone does something with maybe good intention, but something which is wrong, something which is harmful, something that can be destructive, would that person be rewarded for that, or would be seeing some good results? We discussed this in akhlaq and other places, that we need in Islam two things together. We need husn fi'li and husn fa'ili. Yeah? Goodness of the agent, goodness of the action. If someone has good intention but gives poison instead of medicine to someone, we cannot consider this as amal salih. If someone has good intention but instead of, for example, teaching and guiding people, misguides people, someone has good intention, he goes to member, he doesn't have knowledge but has good intention. People don't need just your good intention. People need knowledge. It's like, you want to give them medicine, you give them poison. So we need to have husn fi'li and husn fa'ili together. Maybe if someone has husn fi'li, and we said for husn fa'ili doesn't have niyyah of taqarrub ila Allah, but does it for the sake of goodness of the action, we said maybe this is accepted as a basic level of husn fa'ili. Yeah? For example, a person who really loves to help poor people, maybe he doesn't love for the sake of Allah, but he loves to feed and help poor people. We said in Islamic ethics, this has value. But if someone does this without sincerity, no, has no value. But sincerely, even if it is not for the sake of Allah, still it has value. But if he has sincerity, but the action is wrong, then this has no value. Yes.
Good deed really be not for the sake of Allah, even though we make much in our real life?
Yes.
Can really be not for Allah?
Yes. We discussed this in akhlaq series in the whole the first year. And I mentioned there that, for example, even if a kafir who was fighting Muslims, if had some good traits of character, Rasulullah appreciated that. Or Hatam Ta'i was a pagan, but his generosity is appreciated. Or we said, in Islam we have so much regard for mother, for father. This is not for mothers and fathers that for the sake of Allah they had children, looked after the children. Any mother and father who has this natural love, Allah appreciates that. And then we have also a higher level that we said Actually, sometimes it's a higher level that you do things not thinking that there is a value in what you do, so that you say, I do it for the sake of Allah. This is a higher level, that you do good things because inside you have built-in love for good things, and you don't do it as something significant. You naturally, if water is making, for example, something humid, it's natural. If sugar is sweet, makes the tea or coffee sweet, it's natural. A good Muslim, a good believer, wherever he or she is, naturally brings good. And many times you don't think that you are bringing good. It happens, it just comes naturally. So sometimes not making niyyah of qurba is because you have not reached that level. Sometimes because you have reached a level that you do things naturally and automatically. You know what I'm saying? Or Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam said, I worship you not out of fear or out of temptation for Jannah. وَجَدْتُكَ أَهْلًا لِلْعِبَادَةِ means he found Allah that is the one that must be worshipped, and he does it, and he enjoys this. Yes. But inshallah, if you refer to those lectures on intention.
Allah. The next question is, sometimes we see the abundance of evil or things harmful to our collective image that we cannot stop. What is the strategy to deal with it? It seems that Quran points to engaging in good to overweigh this. On the other hand, it may cause us to leave the evil to flourish while we could do something thereto. What is the best approach and strategy?
When we are faced with abundant badness or evil or vicious things, the main thing is not to lose your hope. Because imagine if a patient, an ill person is targeted by virus. If you lose your hope in health, you are not helping yourself. You are just making it worse. So we should not lose our hope. We should not lose also our patience. Because sometimes, no, you want to fight the problem, but if you are not patient, you create more problem. Yeah? For example, I know there are enemies around, but then I start fighting everyone. Then I make some friends also enemies. Okay? So you have to keep your hope. You have also be patient and wisely find out the problems and deal with the problems. But even when you deal with the problems, focus on the most important ones. Okay? It's like, for example, my roof is gone by flood or storm, and I am fixing, for example, the lock of the door. The whole roof has gone, you are fixing the lock of the door. So you have to find out most fundamental problems and focus on them, and be aware that if you are on the right track and if you are really a servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you have unlimited support. Plus, batil is void. Batil is not strong. Batil is strong when we give it a strength. Otherwise, batil is like darkness. When light is there, batil goes away. We have to be patient, we have to be wise, we have to prioritize, and inshallah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of it. For us, the most important thing is our relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sometimes we put our relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at risk because we want to fix other problems. Like for example, maybe this example helps. Imagine I am, for example, working for a company, and I have a manager. My manager is the one that I should make my manager first pleased with my performance. Okay? Then I go to the manager and say, there is a competing company. And they are doing this and that, we should, Why I am telling all this? Because I love this company and I want to serve my company. So I am very disturbed that there is a rival company. Okay, but don't get too much excited that start fighting your manager because there is a competing company. You know what I'm saying? So our most important thing is our relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we should not do anything that would displease Him because we are very excited about fighting the wrong voices or forces. Make sure that you keep Him pleased. And put Him in charge. You are not in charge. I unmute. Okay.
The last question
is unmute.
Yes. So the last question is, what is the difference, a feature that will result in a person being raised as a Muslim on the Day of Judgment as part of the notion of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as part of the nation of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and not the nation of Prophet Isa alayhi salam, for example? Is it correct to understand that these are different ranks of believers in the world of reality?
Unmute. Yeah. So if I understood the question correctly, the question is how someone will be resurrected as a member of Prophet Muhammad nation or as a member of Isa alayhi salam nation. Yes? So if someone followed both Isa and Prophet Muhammad, both of them, he will be resurrected as a member of the Prophet Muhammad's nation. If he has just followed Prophet Isa alayhi salam, he can be maybe resurrected as a member of Isa alayhi salam ummah if was not hostile towards Prophet Muhammad. You expected more complicated answer?
Thank you for your help. So inshallah, if there's no more questions, we'll proceed with the meetings if you don't mind.
Sure.